Disclosure Day spoiler review. We should put up our spoiler warning here. We will get into it. Alan, we heard what my review. I want to hear your thoughts on Disclosure Day.
Wow. I say this a lot, and it certainly holds true here. It's hard to enjoy a movie if you don't buy into the plot of the movie. It's weird though, because I recently saw Close Encounters of the Third Kind again, and I was into that one. I don't know why I don't have the same gusto for this one. I think you're right, as what you've been saying is that the ending is in the title. And when that happens, you're just waiting for the ending to happen. And that's what I felt like I was doing here. There was an ending we had to get to, some mythology that we wanted to explore along the way, and then a whole lot of car chases. But I look, if you were to just strip things down, it's a chase movie. And I hate to say it, but it's not a look. When you attach Spielberg to an action film, you should get something that's elevated, and I don't feel like I got it in terms of the action with this one.
Well, let's get into it. We don't want to do the blow by blow.
Let me give you one main example. Okay, so our main character, what's his name, Kellner, is being chased by the feds. Let's call him that. There's a scene where he's holed up in a motel room, and about 10 agents arrive to take him down. Now, here's what I would not do if I was making an action film. I would not take these 10 agents and have them go into the front door. I would take 8 of those, have them go through the front door, and put 2 in the back to kind of surround all the exits.
Yeah.
And this idea here happens over and over and over again. It's like, how are these people able to evade the law so easily? Why isn't when there's a scene out in the fields where they've cornered them, so do all the agents just mill about in the same area, or do they spread out and try to find these people? But no, they're just hanging about. And I'm like, wow, this is really bad storytelling, bad preparation for an action sequence. For some reason, these agents are so stupid. Just cover the back. Half of you guys.
There's a lot of things like that, but let's get to it.
This
effectively more than 2/3 of this movie is a chase scene over Josh O'Connor's character having hard drive, like he's got drives with all this evidence of alien life, UFOs, aliens, Roswell, other events. If you're a UAP nerd, the references are there. There's plenty of fodder for that. But more than 2/3 of the movie, up until the end of the third act, is all this chase and cat and mouse stuff that gets dull. And of course, the lead characters, Emily Blunt and Josh O'Connor's character, the names escape me, but they had an experience as young children where aliens imbued them with abilities, and these abilities come in handy on this journey. Well, how I know this was made by someone who's out of touch, and it pains me to say that Spielberg is out of touch, is that Disclosure Day, that is releasing all of these materials, they put it on CNN and all the major news stations that nobody watches. The movie could have been over in 20 minutes if Josh O'Connor's character just uploaded this to the internet. This is how the world news breaks on X, not on CNN. Look, that's what X has become, the biggest in terms of social media breaking news source. And I know I should not remake the movie in my head of what should have happened, but so many things are so dumb here. It's a big chase to get the reveal of aliens on the news, which basically shuts down World War III.
It diverts. It's a diversion for World War III.
Exactly. But what could have happened if, say, the end of Act 1, the aliens are revealed, then what? And this whole movie, you've got blue balls saying, what's the reveal? What's the reveal? What's on the hard drives? What's on the hard drives? When it's finally revealed, it's such a boring answer. It's dull, and not only the fact that the pacing is awful. I think the music was a disappointment. It meanders like so many modern scores, and the actors did a good job, but the script was ill-conceived. And if they really wanted to once they do the reveal of aliens, and then what? And they show all this footage on the news, and then they wheel out an actual alien to show. And so then what? Where are they from? Are they from another dimension, another planet? Where is the planet? What will now be our politics? How will we learn to communicate with them? Is it through telepathy? What is their culture? Why do they look the way they look, which I thought was such a lazy design? It's every alien design of what an alien looks like from merch can buy at Area 51. This movie is a colossal disappointment. And it's so funny that the recurring thread I see in the reviews of people who dislike the movie, they all say it's sad because we're all Spielberg fans. Mm-hmm. We expected more. We expected this to be the third in what is sort of at least connected films, not necessarily a trilogy, but connected films. And when they reveal the alien, like, what are we even doing? Alan, I mean, we're doing spoilers here. Let's talk about the third. And there's so many other, you mentioned them having two agents go to the back where the window, they get out the window. That's so bad. It's like tying sheets together to jump out of a second story. I thought
it's like whenever they arrive, the first words they say is cover all the exits.
Yeah,
or just not a single time do they cover a single exit.
Exactly. So one last thing. One of the dumbest things that happens in the third act is, in order to shut down the news report as it's going out, is this nefarious organization, which isn't the feds. It's some offshoot, maybe government. Maybe
Department of Defense is part of it.
It's some kind of nefarious government evil agency, undefined. They blow up. They set charges and explode the generator outside the TV station. And you know what happens? They turn on the backup generator. Nothing. And then they all come in after they've done this, and everyone just stands there like nothing. They didn't just blow up it's so, oh my God. Yeah. It's the writing ill-conceived. It's simple-minded. It's so simple-minded. There are other films that have dealt with aliens much better. I would say Arrival by Denis Villeneuve, much better, much smarter. I was surprised how simple-minded it is. Not to mention, and I want to hear you talk about this, Alan, with regard to how it deals with religion, which they only deal with one religion in the movie. I don't think that's an issue. It's, but I'd want to hear your thoughts on third act and the religious aspects.
Yeah. Third act, let's just say the movie is basically the last 10 minutes of the movie. That's what people want.
Should have happened at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, hey, disclosure date just happened. And now the ramifications of that. But instead you get a chase that leads up to that. The religious thing, I mean, look, this is, it's just one nun's opinion about a certain verse in the Bible. I don't think one verse in the Bible is definitive proof that we're not alone here, or we're not alone. I guess I was interested in what you were saying about the religious, but I was I kind of blew that one off. The other comment I want to make is we've been getting a lot of these alien conspiracy documentaries coming to us, and so we've been watching them, many of us here at Film Threat. The last one I posted at the beginning of the month, called Dark Alliance: The Next Generation, and this is an interesting brings up an interesting idea that that there is a secret space program that is a legitimate program set up by the government. But what happened was that program and all the seminars and things surrounding it got hijacked from the more populist alien conspiracy guys. And the question was, is this an attempt to muddle the message about aliens, about what it's all about? And I wonder if this is that. If Disclosure Day is just to muddle the conversation, to keep us from getting to the truth.
That's exactly right. I thought after the movie was over, I thought to myself, why did Spielberg make this movie? Was he made to make this movie as a way to prep people for disclosure? We saw just weeks ago, the US government declassified footage they have of some things that look very unusual. One thing looks like a snowflake or some sort of weird ornament, like, or as an angel as described in the Bible. But it's like the premise for the movie, it should have been more revelatory. Like, you don't have to convince an audience that's been watching movies about aliens for 60, 70 years since the 50s. And I saw Earth versus the Flying Saucers with really great animation by Ray Harryhausen.
Right. But my point is,
prep for this. So, but it's like, okay, they've been disclosed, and the movie doesn't answer the and.
Right. No, my point is, did Spielberg make the movie to throw a wrench in the conversation, basically to take people off track from what is really happening, or the real information the government has about that? But the thing is, you nor I are alien conspiracy theorists. We don't. I'm speaking for you. I may be wrong, but I know very little about it, and I'm kind of interested to see what Gary and the gang and everyone over there thinks about this movie, whether it's just lip service or whether there's something really behind it.
Well, I want to hear what UFO experts have to say. Yeah. Colossal disappointment, doesn't deal with the greater issues. The reveal at the end of Aliens is a blah, blah. And, when they wheel out an actual alien who's behind a weird curtain, does he need to breathe different air? He looks very frail, and he could, what is the message? I kind of feel like, again, I think Spielberg was prompted to make this. And it really,
but I thought you like movies that don't explain things.
I do, to a point, but this, not everything has to be explained. But I truly believe also, this is, like I say, revealing it on mainstream news is kind of out of touch, because the way news is dispensed now is the internet. But that would have taken away the cat and mouse thrilling stuff that happened for the first 2/3 plus of the film, which wasn't all that great. We've seen it better. It was better in Close Encounters.
Yeah, and that's my point. For Spielberg to put his name on this, I expected a Spielberg movie. I don't feel like I got it. And for John Williams to have done the score, I feel like I wanted a John Williams score and not just a fairly generic one, which I felt like this was. This
is Steven Spielberg, not at the top of his game, at the bottom of his game. Fabelman's probably should have been his last film. There's something to be said for, Quentin Tarantino was like, I'm making one more movie and I'm done. Because you realize, maybe he just doesn't have it now. And sure, some of the action sequences, the train scene, that was kind of cool. But did it need to be that dramatic? I mean, they're trying to get the hard drives. And what is the fear if this gets out? Is there genuine fear? Because, as I said, I've been watching movies about aliens since the 50s. Okay, I don't think anyone would be shocked to learn aliens exist. If there is assuming, put aside your religious for a second. Okay, if there are aliens, wouldn't God be a God for all living creatures in the entire universe? Would it really change things that much? I'm asking
Yeah.
as someone that's not a regular churchgoer.
Well, I mean, the way I always see it is God created everything in the universe, but at the same time, Jesus died for people, for human beings. You know, I don't think he died for the aliens out there.
All right. Well, Alan, do you recommend this movie?
No, no.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. It's really interesting. A lot of people are taking different things taking different things away from the movie that didn't work for them. Some people, I saw one guy called it boomer propaganda, but it's not even good propaganda. It's just, okay, there are aliens. I think if it was revealed on social media, there would be memes in the first minute after being revealed. There would be memes. That's how we react to things now. So how do modern people react to the revelation that there are aliens and we are not alone in the universe? We've been talking about it for decades. I think you have to take the concept further and have something to say.